All right, everybody, welcome to the NBC Game of the Week. A few minutes late starting, but that's okay. Better late than never, as the old saying goes. We have an American League matchup between the Texas Rangers and the New York Yankees. Hello, Robert. Hello, Ben. And hello, Kenyon. Good to see you. Ferguson Jenkins taking on Catfish Hunter. I do have the game on the Action PC computer this time around. I'm not going to make the same mistake I made uh, last Saturday, where I didn't have it up and I made a mistake on the score sheet. So I use the computer to keep me straight and keep me in line with what I've got going on. All right. So we do have the Rangers and the Yankees, Ferguson Jenkins and Catfish Hunter. If you read my chicken scratch, you can see the lineups right here. Yankee Stadium. Look at Yankee Stadium. A lot of foul territory in Yankee Stadium for lefties anyway. You get a 6-11 and actually a 4-9 here. So you got 5 entries there. More foul territory or more, foul territory on the right-hand side of the stadium for the right-handers than there are for the left-handers. No triples, of course, but you do get some doubles here as a lefty. You get a couple extra doubles. So we'll see what happens on that. Of course, in this season, Bob Lemon started the season, got let go, and then Billy Martin came back around again. So for like the 15th time. It's not a morning game like I usually do for the 87 season, but I do have a little bit of coffee left over. So we will go ahead and have a ceremonial first sip. Just because. And as usual, I have the charts in a notebook right here in front of me, but out loose, so I have easy access to them. I do have the 54 chart, the defense chart, and the bunt/hit and run chart. But on the out charts and the run advance charts and all that stuff, I've got them in my little notebook, and I will just be referring to those as we go along. It's just too much interference to try to show every single result there on the chart. I'll just read it off, and that'll be the end of that. All right, so Catfish Hunter will be finishing up his warm-up tosses, and Bump Wills will be leading things off for the Rangers in this one. And like I said, I'm experimenting. I bought this Form B from Strat a while back, and it's kind of been reduced to a backdrop for my new Strat-O-Matic sheets. So I figure I might be able, for this replay, for this season and this NBC Game of the Week, I'm going to try using these sheets and see if I can use them up and make good use of them. I do have the defensive sheets. There's Texas's defensive sheet, and there's the Yankees defensive sheet. So, or team sheet. I don't want to say defensive sheet. It's team sheet because there's more information than just playing defense. All right, got our dice right here. And let me get the Yankee Stadium card where it's easily accessible. Don't have to show it on the camera. There's no point in doing that. Hello, Larry. Good to see you. Okay, let's get this ball rolling. Bump Wills, a switch hitter, facing Catfish Hunter. Runned away. That's a 50th. Right off the bat, we get a range play. Do you believe that? Because, oh, wait a minute. Before I even start, see, I tell you, that roll has been nixed. It does not count. We're going to redo this. I forgot to do the bullpen sessions. See, when you don't play this game but once a week, you forget to do bullpen sessions. Very easy. Forget to do a lot of things, actually. I got Strat on the brain, so we're going to only have bullpen sessions now. First one for Ferguson Jenkins. And that's an 18. He's on his C grades. So Fergie is on his C grades. Let's see about Catfish Hunter. That's an 8. He's on his B grades. So C for Jenkins, B for Catfish. So the KB for Catfish on these checks will be a 1 since he's on his B grade. So we will go ahead and re-roll Bump Wills now that we've got everything under control. 34. 34 is a blank, but over here on Catfish, that's a base hit for Bump Wills. So Bump Will is a leadoff single. And again, I am scoring this on Action PC manual entry so that I can keep track of things. We are doing the auto steal, so I will not attempt to steal unless there's a plus sign next to the result. So batting second will be the left fielder, Johnny Grubb. 51, so 20 is above, obviously, the KD, so we'll be doing an error check on someone with that 51. So we're going to the error chart, error chance, see who we're going to be checking. 44, that's the second baseman, Willie Randolph. All right, let's get Willie Randolph's defensive or team sheet out. Actually, since he bats second in the lineup, I got his card even more handy. How about that? How about we use the card here? Maybe that's the better way to do it. Just show the card, right? Willie Randolph, if I can show his card here. If I can get him to show up here. I can get these stupid, all these voting people are killing me with this, doing that stuff. So Willie Randolph, his error rating at second base, boy, is it even showing or can't even tell. Second base, his error rating is a 4. All right, his error rating is a 4. That's a 15, so he will make the play. The question is, will it be a double play or not? Because the runner was on first. We had the 44. It was to second base. He makes the play. Run on first only. If D20 is odd, it's a double play. Well, you know what? That's a 15. So that is odd. It is a Giovanni's Tailor Shop 463 double play. So even though this is not Strat-O-Matic, Giovanni's Tailor Shop is still going to sponsor the tailor-made double play of the game, no matter what engine I'm using. And Willie Randolph works it out with Bucky Bleeping Dent to turn a double play. 2 quick outs now for Al Oliver. Al Oliver. He's in center field for this game. 13, and that's going to be a walk on a 1-4. That's a 20, so he will not walk, but we need to roll the D20 again to get what the fielding play is, and that's a 4. Base is empty, as you might expect. That is a ground ball to second base. And it's turns into an easy inning for Catfish after that double play. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Texas nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat. And Fergie Jenkins, he was 16-14 in the 1979 season. However, he is on his C grades today, so no telling what will happen on his C grades. Mickey Rivers, Mick the Quick, will lead things off. 44 for Mickey Rivers. That's a double on a 1-4. That's an 11, so he will merely single. But again, since there's no plus there, we will not attempt to steal. All steals are auto steals. So Mickey Rivers at first base. Here's Willie Randolph. 24 for Randolph. That's a hit by pitch on a 1-3, but that's a 6. So let's see what kind of out we got. It's a 5 with a runner on first. See if there's a potential double play. On a 5, it says for a right-handed hitter, ground ball to third, white die 1, runner advances. The white die was a 5, so that's not the case. Strong or average arm at third starts a double play. Buddy Bell, arm at third base, it's a strong arm, so he will start the double play. That will be a 5-4-3 around the horn double play, thanks to Buddy Bell having a strong arm at third base. So the rocket arm of Buddy Bell starts a double play. And turnabout is fair play as the Yankees turn a double play on them. Now, Texas returns the favor. So 2 outs, bases cleared for Thurman Munson. 26, and that's a left-right split chance, but he's facing a righty, so it's just going to be a fly out to center based on that 18. And that'll do it. Yankees go quietly as well. Each team gets the leadoff base hit, but can't follow up because of a double play. Go to the second, no score from Yankee Stadium. Buddy Bell, who started that double play, will lead things off, followed by Richie Zisk and Oscar Gamble. That's a 15, and that's going to be an out. That's a 15 there with the bases empty and a 15. The out chart says it is a ground ball to short. So that's one away. One down. You would think it would be a ground ball to third, but no, they say ground ball to short. So that's what the chart says. That's what I'm going with. Here's Richie Zisk. 42, and that's probably going to be a walk of some kind. Well, it would on a 1 to 12, and that's a 9, so that fits. So it will be a walk issued by Catfish. As on his B grades, 1 to 12 is a walk. A grades have been an out, but not on the old B grades. So base on balls issued to Richie Zisk. That'll bring up Oscar Gamble. 54, that is going to be the 54 chart. So we're going to pull that out with a runner on base. 54 runners on base. So let's see here. Men on base, wild. So we come over here, that's a 12. So we're going to be checking for a potential wild pitch / pass ball. So D20 is a 12. The wild pitch rating on Catfish is only a 9. So it's not going to be a wild pitch, and therefore it can't be a pass ball either. So according to what I'm looking at here, if it's neither, I believe we just re-roll. Yep, it says batter gets a re-roll. All right, so it's a re-roll for Oscar Gamble as there was no pass ball. 33, that's a solid single. Runner on first, advanced chart. The D20 is a 17. Let's see if he gets 2 bases on this. Left field assist chance at third if 1 out. Well, there is 1 out. So there will be a left field assist chance at third base. So Richie Zisk is going to try for third base, and we got an assist chance on the left fielder, Roy White. How about that? So Roy White with an assist chance. Let's check White's assist rating here on the team sheet. In left field, Roy White, his assist rating is a 6. So I believe it seems to me that he's automatically out. Let's see here. To me, he's out automatically. I don't even see the point in rolling that. Of course, somebody who's more proficient at this can let me know if I should re-roll it. It says that the base hit is a single and the roll is a 6. It's a possible throwing error, but he is a 6. So I'll roll it and make sure I don't get a 6. How about that? And of course we get a 6. I mean, you knew that was coming. Roll D20 versus the error rating. All right, so I'm assuming as long as he doesn't make an error, he's got a successful assist chance. That's the way I'm going to play it, I guess. But Roy White has a 0 error rating, so he can't make an error anyway. So it will be an assist. It will be an out at third base. It's going to go 7 to 5. I'm not sure why Zisk wanted to gamble there. Pardon the pun with Oscar Gamble, but you don't usually go to third on a base hit to left. But that's what the chart book said. It said an assist chance. So that's what we did. Trying to follow what it says, regardless of whether it makes theoretical sense or not. I'm not an expert at this game to challenge it, so I'm going to keep it what it is. So here's Jim Sundberg. That's a 15 for Sundberg. He's out on a 14 runner at first. Should be a ground ball to second, I would think. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Ground ball to second to end the inning. There's already 2 outs, so we don't need to worry about checking for a double play or anything. Just a simple 4-3 ground out will do it. And we go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. And that'll bring up who's affectionately called Hot Dog Jackson on their 87 replay, Reggie Jackson. The straw that stirs the drink, as he once said in 77. 23, and that's a strikeout. First strikeout for Fergie. First strikeout of the game, period. That brings up Greg Nettles. 23, that's an out, and 11. And 11, ground out to the white die. That's a 3, so he's going to ground it out to first base unassisted. Pat Putnam makes the play. 2 down. And that will send us to Chris Chambliss. 36 for Chambliss. Fergie on his C grades, he's still going to get an out. That's a 14, so that's a ground out to second. 1, 2, 3 inning. So despite being on his C grades, Ferguson Jenkins doing okay. You can actually, I've heard people say that you can actually pitch decent games on your C grade. Just because you're on your C grade doesn't mean it's ultimate doom. All right, here's Pat Putnam to start the top of the third. It'll be Putnam, Nelson, Norman, the shortstop, and then Bump Wills. 43, and Catfish is on his B grades. 43 is an out. That's a 9. That's a fly ball to right field by Putnam. 1 down for Nelson Norman. 43, and that's going to be the same roll, same situation. This one's a ground out to second. So I rolled a 43 twice. Hate when I don't really like rolling the same roll twice, and sometimes I override it, but if I roll 43 again, I'm going to re-roll it because that's going to be ridiculous to roll the same roll 3 times. Here's Bump Wills. He singled and was erased on a double play his first time. 65, but he's a -6 on his home runs. Catfish on his home runs is a 1 to 17, makes it an 11. That's an 18, so there's no home run there. So we'll roll and see what the out's going to be. It's going to be a 2, which is a fly to center. And that'll do it for the Rangers. Go to the bottom of the third, still nothing going on. It'll be the bottom of the order for the Yankees, Roy White, Jim Spencer, and Bucky Dent. Bottom of the third, no score from Yankee Stadium on the NBC Game of the Week. Switch hitting Roy White, 64. And on his C grades, that's going to be an out. 15 is going to be what he's a left-handed hitter as a switch hitter, so it's ground up to first unassisted. Pat Putnam once again makes the play. 1 down for Jim Spencer, designated hitter. 24, that's an out, and a 1. That's a ground ball right back to Ferguson Jenkins. Easy play there. 2 up, 2 down. Not much offense going on. Here's Bucky bleeping Dent. 11 for Dent. He's an out, and that's an 18. That's a fly to center. And that'll do it for the Yankees. So thanks to the double play in the first inning, Ferguson Jenkins has faced the minimum through 3. We go to the fourth, still no score from Yankee Stadium. Coming up for the Rangers will be Grubb, Oliver, and Bell. Let me see something here real quick. Make sure that I might be able to get a little closer here. So let's do that. Try that and see if that works until maybe later innings when we start leaving the scoreboard to the right-hand side. Then I'll have to back it out. So here's Johnny Grubb. 45 for Johnny Grubb, and Catfish on his B grades. 45 is an out. That's an 11. The white die is a 5, so he grounds it to Nettles at third base. 1 away. 1 down for Al Oliver. 36, and that's going to be a base hit on a 1 to 4. but that's a 14. So that means he's out, and the out will be 11. So it was the 5 was the white die because we were on the 45. So that's another ground ball to third. 2 ground balls to Nettles, 2 quick outs. Both pitchers pitching well, despite neither being on their A grades. Here's Buddy Bell. 65 for Bell. It's a straight up home run chance, 1-17, and that's gone. As soon as I say the pitchers are pitching well, I guess the jinx was on. Buddy Bell just cracked a home run. 65 is the home run category. 1-17. There is no deduction from Bell. So Bell had 18 home runs in the real season. So home run, Buddy Bell. Home run, Buddy Bell. 1-0 Rangers, as the Yankee Stadium faithful not liking that. Brings up Richie Zisk. 15, that's an out. That's an 11. Again, it's going to be a ground ball to third because the white die is a 5. But Rangers strike first. Buddy Bell coming through with a solo shot to the bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Texas. And I should have looked earlier. I forgot to do it to see who won this game real world. Not that it matters. I'm thinking Texas did, but I don't know for sure. I think Texas, if I remember looking at it from way, way back, but my memory is fading, I believe that Texas blew out the Yankees. And I think Jenkins pitched a complete game and Catfish got rocked early. I'm not sure. All right, here's Mickey Rivers. Tabby's right behind me on the floor. She's curled up in a sleep. Her right paw is over her eyes. I wish I could take a picture of it. In fact, I can. Actually, hold on. I can use my phone to take a picture of it. So let me do this real quick. This is a Kodak moment, folks. I can't miss the Kodak moment. So see how that does. All right. Some things are worth stopping for. There you go. She's right behind me, sitting on the floor. I know it's not looking very good on my phone, but there she is. She's curled up, and you can see her paw right there over her eyeballs. So anyway, she's quiet, which I'm very thankful for. So people who might be curious as to what she's doing, she's right there behind me. But she's being quiet, which is a good thing. All right, here is Mickey Rivers. Mick the Quick. 13, that's an out. 18, fly ball to center. And Mickey Rivers is out of there. 1 away. 1 down, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Willie Randolph. Randolph in his first at bat, hitting to a double play. 34, and on his C grades, that's going to be a base hit off Ferguson Jenkins. So 1 out single by Randolph. Yankees try to get something going, and it will be Thurman Munson. 33 for Munson, that's a single. We go to the runner on first advanced chart, and the D20 is a 4. Left field advance to third if it's a fast runner. Willie Randolph is a fast runner, so he'll take third, even though it went to left field. So the Yankees have runners on the corners with only 1 out, and Hot Dog Jackson coming to the plate. Rangers will play back for a double play. But this is the first serious threat by the Yankees. Reggie struck out his first chance. Whoa, that 1 die didn't go through, so let's re-roll that. 56, and on a C grade, that's still going to be a strikeout. So Reggie, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Steinbrenner's not happy. And here's Nettles. 54, what a time for the 54 chart. We go to 54 with runners on first and third. First and third runner chart. We're on the wildest chart. Runners on first and third. There is no wild chart for runners on first and third. Once you get to first and third, you go to the wildest chart. So we got wildest chart with the runners on first and third. We rolled a 17. It says deep fly out to center, runner on third jogs home, and runner on first is out trying for second. Well, this is the third out of the inning, so it's kind of irrelevant at this point. It's just a deep fly to center, and the inning's over. So that play makes sense if there's less than 2 outs, but when there's already 2 outs, it's just a regular old fly out. So nothing doing for the Yankees. They get 2 on and can't get them across. Top of the 5th. And it will be Oscar Gamble, former Yankee. Seems like half the players in the major leagues are former Yankees. 22, and that's a walk, and it's a plus sign, so he will go for the steal. And the way I homebrew it, I don't know if it's a homebrew or just the way it's supposed to be done. Or, I mean, I guess it's optional, but some people, you have to get the jump. But to me, if I'm doing auto steals, I don't do the jump. The auto steal, to me, bakes that in and tells me he got the jump. So his stolen base rating is 13. Let's see what if Thurman Munson affects that at all. Munson has a strong arm. He's got a strong arm, so that's going to take 2 away from it. So that makes it a 1 to an 11. 1 to 11 for Gamble. And he's in there, stolen base, despite Munson's good throw or strong arm. He will steal second base. So Oscar Gamble, a walk and a steal. And just like that, the Rangers have a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Oscar Gamble stole 13 bases. I'm sorry, he stole 2 bases, got caught once. He was 2 out of 3. But he gets a steal here. In fact, that is his only, the 22 was his only auto steal result. Everything else is, that's why he has such few attempts. So here's Sunbird. An 11, that's a walk. So Catfish Hunter back-to-back walks to start the 5th. Not what Bob Lemon was looking for. Here's Pat Putnam. They could use one of these Giovanni's double plays right about now. 16, that's an out. That's a 3. We'll see. Maybe they'll get something like that. Runners on first and second with an out chance of 3. And he's a left-handed batter. It's Putnam. Grounded to first, no, it's runners advance. So it's a 3-1 put out. But the runners do advance to second and third with only 1 out. And now the infield will come in. The infield will be coming in for Nelson Norman's at bat. Trying to choke the run off. That's a 33, 16, a single, and a 1 to 19, so it didn't matter how they were playing. But we will see if it's a 2-run single or just an RBI single. Go the runners on second and third base hit chart. That's a 16. It says both runners score. It's a single to right field and both score. It is 3-0 Rangers. The light hitting Nelson Norman with a 2-run single has given the Rangers a 3-0 lead. Still only 1 out, and here's Bump Wills. 52. That's a error check because the KD on Catfish is only a 1. So he's not going to stop a whole lot with a 1. So we're at the 52. That is a 12. So we're checking the error rating of Roy White in left field. We already know he's got a 0 error rating. We already checked him once. So he has a 0 error rating. So he will make the catch. Now the question is, what do we have here? Runners on first. So he's just going to hold. There's no other possibility to worry about. So since Roy White has a 0 error rating, he can't make an error, obviously. And here's Johnny Grubb, 2 down. Mr. Grubb. I don't know why every time I see his name, I think of Grubhub. 21, and that is going to be a strikeout. And I believe that's the first strikeout for Catfish Hunter in the game. But the 2-run single from lowly Nelson Norman. He's one of those guys where you could say his name backwards. First name, last name first and first name last, and it would still sound reasonable. Norman Nelson. Could go either way. All right, so as it is, Ferguson Jenkins has a 3-run lead to work with. And he'll be facing Chambliss, White, and Spencer with the Yankees. They're looking to try to get something going here against Fergie Jenkins, who is on his C grades, but he's not pitching like it. 12, that's an out. 14, got to go back to the bases empty chart. 14, just a ground ball to second. Easy play there for Wills. 1 away for Roy White. 45, and that's going to be an out. 20, it's a line out to wherever the white die is, the 5, so he lines it to Buddy Bell. 2 down. 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. Here comes Jim Spencer. 44 for Spencer, and that's a solid double for Jim Spencer. 2-out double for Spencer. And it's up to Bucky Dent to come through in a clutch situation. That's a 32. And that'll be a double on a 1 to 14. That's a 9. It will be a double. If he was on his A or B grades, it would have been an out. This is the first time the C grades are biting him right there. The very first time. So back-to-back doubles. And the Yankees are finally on the board thanks to Bucky Dent and Jim Spencer. Numbers 8 and 9 hitters get the run across. Still a chance for more, though. Mickey Rivers. 22, that's a single, and we'll see what happens here. Runner on second, hit chart. See what he gets here. That's a 14. It says it's hit to left field and the runner scores, so it's an RBI single for Mickey Rivers. The lead has been cut to 3-2. All this with 2 outs and the base is empty. And a seemingly halfway innocent double by Spencer has started a snowball here. 2 doubles and a single. Brings up Willie Randolph. 35, and that's going to be an out. 16 with the runner at first. Out chart runner at first, and the 16 is a grounder to short. And that will end the inning. But 2 runs come across. So the Yankees make up for the 2 they gave up by getting 2 of those back. And we go to the top of the 6th with the score. Now, Texas 3, Yankees 2. Catfish Hunter can face 27 batters. He has only faced 20, so he's in good shape as far as that goes. He can go at least 1 more inning, you would think. At a minimum, 1 more inning. Make sure that I'm not losing stuff off the page here. I might have to back it up just a hair. Maybe slide this over just a hair. Yeah, it looks like everything. I want to make sure I can have room to put my scores in the proper inning. All right, so Al Oliver stepping to the plate. Oliver on the day. 0 for 2, 2 groundouts. 56, that's a home run chance for Al Oliver, and it's gone. 1 to 17, again, he has no detractors from that. So Al Oliver cracks a home run, and the Rangers get one of those runs right back. Straight out home run. Roll a 65 or a 66. It's a very good chance in this game that it is a home run. So Al Oliver gives the Rangers a 4-2 lead. And here comes Buddy Bell. Buddy Bell, speaking of home runs, hit a home run his last time up. 55. That's going to be a double. Buddy Bell. All of a sudden, looks like maybe the Yankee bullpen might need to start moving around because Catfish is starting to have some issues. So if we look at the Yankee bullpen, we'll see who they have available. This is based on the Action PC computer telling me this. They have 3 right-handers, Dick Tidrow, Ken Clay, and Goose Gossage, and 1 lefty, Paul Mirabella. So it looks like We're looking at, they're looking at Dick Tidrow loosening in the bullpen for the Yankees. Dick Tidrow. So here's Catfish facing Richie Zisk. 35. That's a solid single. That's a 16. Let's see if the run can score on a 16. Runner on second hit chart. 16, yep, it's a single to right and the runner scores. So those 2 runs the Yankees scored the previous inning, they give them right back up. And now Catfish having his issues. It is now 5-2. And Oscar Gamble is your batter. I wonder if they might switch off and go to the lefty here. I think they're going to go to the lefty here instead. So that's going to be all for Catfish. They're going to go to Paul Mirabella out of the bullpen. With these lefties coming up, they will go to Paul Mirabella. He's not very good. 0-4 with a 1.84 whip. If we look at his ERA off the team sheet, Mirabella was 0-4 with an 8.79 ERA. But he is the only lefty they have, so they're playing the percentages. And you're down 5-2. You're not going to bring in Goose Gossage, obviously. So bullpen session for Mirabella. That's a 16. He's on C grades to add insult to injury. And now here's Oscar Gamble. 44. That's a base hit for Gamble. Runner at first and a base hit with a 17. Base running advancement says left field assist chance at third if 1 out. There's nobody out, so that means the runner will hold at second base. So a single for Gamble, and the hit parade continues for the Rangers. Yankee pitching not faring too well. Here's Jim Sundberg, still nobody out. 62, and Seagrass still an out. That's a 17. That'll be a fly to left. Let's see if any runner can advance third or not. Runners at first and second out chart. And a 17. Nope, it says runners hold. I guess because it went to left field. The throw to third would be very short. So fly ball to left. 1 away, and that brings up Pat Putnam. That's a 46. We're going to the ballpark card for the very first time, Yankee Stadium. That's an 8. And that will be a foul ball. Roll again. A lot of foul territory there to fit in those numbers. So, foul ball. We'll play it again, Sam. 11, that's an out, and that's an 8. That'll be a fly to center. And let's see here. The white die is a 1, which it is, and it's a fast runner on second. He would go to third. Zisk, I don't believe, is a fast runner, though. Zisk is an average runner, so he will hold at second base. But there are 2 outs now. And we're back to that dangerous number 9 hitter, Nelson Norman. Stormin' Norman. .52. Mirabella's KD is a 0, so we're going obviously to the error check right away to see what's happening on this error chance. 52 again. That's an error chance on Nettles at third base. Let's look at the team sheet. I keep wanting to call it defensive chart, but it's really team sheet. Nettles at third base. His error chance is a 5, but that's an 11, so he will make the play. And Nettles, since there were already 2 outs, he's just going to throw it to first, and that'll do it. But 2 runs for the Rangers, and they now take a 5-2 lead. Not sure if that's going to be all for Mirabella or whether he'll come back. We shall see. They will have they'll have a switch and 2 lefts coming up, so I think they're going to stick with Mirabella for at least 1 more inning. Right now, Ferguson Jenkins enjoying this 5-2 lead, facing Thurman Munson. 42, and that is going to be a walk on the Seagraves. Don't even need a D20 for that. Walk by Jenkins. Munson's aboard, and here comes Reggie, who has struck out twice. 32, and that's going to be a double and a 1 to 14. That's a 16, though. So he'll be out, and it's going to be a ground ball to short. This could be a Giovanni's double play. We'll see. Ground ball to short. White die 1, runners advanced. The white die was not a 1. It's going to be a double play unless we have a weak-armed shortstop. So if Nelson Norman has a weak arm, it will not be a double play. Otherwise, it will be. Nelson Norman has a weak arm at shortstop. He does, a W right there. He's a weak arm. So it takes away the double play. Instead, will be a 6-4 fielder's choice. And there's one away. So Nelson Norman, unfortunately for the Rangers, had a weaker arm, so could not turn the double play. And that'll bring up Mr. Nettles. 54. 54 chart. Go to our 54 chart with a runner on first. 54, runner on first. Oops, here we go. Over here. 54, runner on first. Where are you? Runner on first. Wildest chart. Runner on first. All right. Or do I do, wait a minute, let's see here. What's the difference between the men on base Wilder and wildest chart runner on first? I guess men on base will do Wilder. I think that's the way I'm supposed to do it. Or we do, actually, we're going to do wild for the pass ball and wild pitch. My bad. So we're checking the wild. That's a 2. Ferguson Jenkins' wild pitch rating is a 7, but if the catcher's pass ball rating is within that range, it will turn into a pass ball, not a wild pitch. So we're going to check Sundberg. Sundberg's, let's see, his pass ball rating is a 1 to 2, so this will actually be a pass ball on Sundberg. Hope I did that right. But the fact that it falls within the not only the wild pitch rating, but the pass ball rating, it turns it to a pass ball. So pass ball, and that will put the runner Reggie Jackson at second base. Nettles still at the plate. 61, and that's going to be a strikeout for Ferguson Jenkins. Out number 2. And that'll take us to Mr. Chris Chambliss. 26, and he is a righty, so that's a single. Single on the left-right split, automatic 2-base advancement when that happens. So the run, Reggie Jackson, will come across the plate. In Strat lingo, that's a single star. And the lead is cut to 5 to 3. 5 to 3. And someone had asked me about why it was a 2-base advancement, and I was going to show the rule book next time that happens. So let me find it real quick, because I want to say why it's a 2-base advancement. I don't want you just taking my word for it. Here we go. Yeah, right here. I'll show it in the little book here. I don't know how well it's showing up on the screen. Let me get my computer screen on my laptop so we can see what's going on here. But if we look right over here, it says TL single. Batter singles, runner advances 2 bases. So that's about as clear as it can be right there in the rule book. It's automatic 2-base on a left-right split single. So somebody had asked me about that in the last week's game, and I didn't have a ready answer available, but hopefully that suffices. And let's get this thing back where it needs to be here. All right. 5 to 3 ball game now. After that RBI single from Chambliss. So that's going to bring up Roy White. He is the tying run at the plate. 45, and that's going to be an out. 13, and the runner is at first. Run on first, 13 out play. Is going to be, he's a left-handed batter, so he grounds it to first. with the first baseman flipping to the pitcher covering, and that will end the inning. Yankees do get a run back, but at the end of 6 complete innings of play, it is still Texas 5 and the Yankees 3. So top of the 7th we go. Mirabella is still in the game, but Tidrow has begun loosening once again. Coming up for the Rangers will be the top of the order, Bump Wills, facing Mirabella. But then you have 2 lefties after the switch hitter, so that's why Mirabella's still in there. 5-3 Yankees, top of the 7th. I don't believe what I'm hearing, but I think I'm hearing Tabby snoring. Didn't know she did that, but boy, I can hear her. It's not going to pick up on this microphone, but boy, if I got that close, she'd wake up. But boy, she is definitely having a good sleep about something. So anyway, here is Bump Wills. 31, and again, I'm going to use the Replay Gamers homebrew where this turns into a range check, not an automatic hit. So we're going to check a range on somebody. Get our defensive chart back out and see who we're checking it on. We're in the column 53. And we're looking at 63, which is the shortstop, Bucky Dent. So we're checking the range of Bucky Dent. That's a 5. So you would think Bucky Dent would be able to have a range better than 5, but we'll see. Bucky Dent's range is a 15. Very good. So he will get to that and make the play. And Bump Wills is out of there. So that's an instance where the homebrew took it away. So here's Johnny Grub. That's the good thing about the community. So many people out there playing and sharing their games. If they have a homebrew, they share it, and if people like it, they can incorporate it. If they don't like it, they can play it the way they want to play it. Here's Johnny Grub, 21, and he strikes out. So Grub out on strike. So Mirabella pitching fairly decently. Here comes Al Oliver, but if he doesn't get Oliver, they will be going to the bullpen because they're not going to let Mirabella face Buddy Bell. So here's Oliver, 25, and that's an out. 12, bases empty on an out chart. 12 is a pop out to wherever the white die is. White die is a 5, so it pops it up to Nettles at third base. So that'll do it for Mirabella. He's done. He's done for the day, and Dick Tidrow will come in to pitch the 8th inning. And we'll roll his bullpen session in the bottom of the top of the 8th. Right now, Ferguson Jenkins, he can face 32 batters. Right now, he has faced 25, so he's still in good shape, fatigue-wise. And he'll be facing Spencer, Dent, and Rivers. Spencer, Dent, and Rivers. Let me go to the, we're at the 7th inning stretch. There's not going to be any 7th inning stretch or anything like that. But I am going to the box score so I can update the pitching lines for both Hunter and Mirabella. So Hunter is going to go 6 innings, going to give up 8 hits. He walks 3, strikes out 1. And he gave a total of 5 runs. They were all earned. Mirabella, 1 inning pitched. 1 strike. Well, actually, I'll take it back. Not 1 inning pitched. He pitched, where'd he go? He started right here, didn't he? So he gave up a hit. So actually, that's 7 hits from Hunter. And let's see here. No walk. He did get a strikeout. No walks, no runs. Boy, Tabby's had some deep sleep over there. All right, so Spencer, now that we've got the wrap up so far, and just to give a line on Jenkins to this point, 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. So that's where we stand as we head to the bottom of the 7th. And also maybe another thing to do in this bottom of the seventh inning stretch time is to look ahead at next week. We'll be back in the National League next week, thank goodness. So no DH. Really like the non-DH stuff. City of New York, we're going to be over at Shea Stadium. It'll be the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the New York Mets. That's an April 28th game. So I'm not sure who the pitchers were in that game, but if you want to look it up, you can. April the 28th, Saturday afternoon at Shea, Dodgers and Mets. Sure, it wouldn't be too hard to look that up and figure out who the pitchers are going to be. Or who the pitchers. Oh, now she's woken up and she's making noise. Just what I needed. She was quiet, and I thought we were in good shape, and now she's walking around making noise. All right. Tabby, what do you want? What do you want, Tabby? Tabby. All right. Didn't need that, Tabby. We have a feline delay. One moment. Have to get animal control out here to take care of the situation. All right, that's enough for you. All right, there you go. Okay. Field has been cleared, and we are ready to get going here. What do you want, Tabby? I'm not sure what you want. Maybe she'll lay back down. Hopefully. Hopefully she will. All right, let's get this thing going again. Presumably. Spencer, your batter. 54, how about that? First roll back after a cat delay, and we have the 54 chart. So we go right to the 54 chart. Right to the 54 chart with the bases empty. 54 chart, bases empty, wild. And the D20 is a 14. So it says single. Refer to the D20 to see who fields it. A 14 says the center fielder, so that would be Al Oliver fielding this. Roll versus error rating to see if there's an extra base. All right, we bring up Al Oliver's error rating in center field, which is a 12. So if we get a 1 to 12, it's going to be a single plus an error. And it will be. So it's going to be a single. Single by Spencer, and he'll go to second on the Al Oliver error. Single plus to center field. And for some reason, my Action PC game has gotten all out of whack. See if I can bring that up in a second. Let me do that. I can pick it back up from a saved game, maybe. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember how to do that. I don't even remember how to do that. It's been so long since I've picked up a delayed game. Let's see here. Resume game. Okay, that's where I need to go. Resume game. So let's see if that brings it up. Come on. Resume game. And I'm picking the resume. Oh, I didn't hit the little check mark. That was my problem. Now, let's see if that brings it up. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know why it's not opening up here. It says resume game. Hit the check mark. Do I have to click on it? I guess I had to click on it. Okay, let's see if that opens up and puts us where we left off. Yes, it did. Okay, good. All right. So let's see here. I need to put the pop out to third by Oliver in the top of the seventh. And then now with Spencer up, we have the single plus the error on Al Oliver, and that gets us back to where we need to be. All right, so the tying run is at the plate in Bucky Dent. That's a 35. Jenkins on his C grades. 35 still an out. 14. So we go to runner on second and a 14. And it says ground out to second, so the runner goes to third. So Dent does advance Spencer to third base. So at least a productive out. Rangers, since they lead by 2, will play the infield back. Here's Mickey Rivers. 46, we're going to the straight-up home run, which is a -6. But he's a 20 on his C grade. So that makes it a 14. That's gone. Mickey Rivers, home run. 2-run home run for Mickey Rivers. I'm sorry. No, take it back. 46 is the ballpark card. I'm thinking 65. What am I doing? 46 is the Yankee Stadium chart. I got totally screwed up there. Tabby just totally thrown me off, apparently. So 46 is actually the ballpark card at Yankee Stadium. The 3 for a lefty is going to be a double, all score. So it's a double. Well, the runner's on third is going to score anyway. Will not be a home run. It'll be a double for Mickey Rivers. That's the lead to 5-4. Sorry about the confusion there. RBI double for Mickey Rivers off the stadium card. 5-4. Now Texas's bullpen is starting to stir. Look and see who they have available out of the bullpen. They have 3 righties and 2 lefties. They have Doc Medich. They have Ed Farmer and their closer Jim Kern. Then they have lefties Dave Rachitz and Sparky Lyle. So coming up for the Yankees, we start getting into some left-handed hitters. So Sparky Lyle, former Yankee, is loosening the Texas bullpen. He would be coming in to face Jackson, Nettles, and Chambliss, most likely, you would think. Here's Willie Randolph. 21, and that's an out. It's a 4 with the runner at second base. Ground out, runners advance. A strong arm second baseman can try to throw the runner out at third. Let's see if Bump Wills. I doubt he has a strong arm, though. Yes, he does have a strong arm. How about that? Bump Wills has a strong arm. If I can show it right. Bump Wills has a strong arm. So he has the option to try to get the runner going from second to third. It's a 50-50 shot. 1-3, he's safe. 4-6, he's out. Or you take the Shore out at first base, which would be out number 2. So I think that's, if there was nobody out, I might try it. But to get the second out, I think you guarantee that out. And him getting to third is not that big of a deal. So we'll play the safe route and just go for the Shore thing. Going to third base is Rivers now with 2 outs for Thurman Munson. And this is going to be the last batter Ferguson Jenkins will face. 2 outs, runner at third. 21, that'll be an out. That's an 11 with a runner at third. 11 is a ground out to wherever the white die is. It's a 1, so it's a ground out right back to the pitcher Jenkins. And that will end the inning. That'll do it for Jenkins. They will bring in Sparky Lyle to pitch the 8th. So after 7 complete, it is now Texas 5 and the Yankees 4. And we have new pitchers coming into the ball game for the Yankees. It'll be Dick Tidrow. Tidrow will be making his way in. He will need a bullpen session. Dick Tidrow will roll for his bullpen session. That's an 18. He's on his C grades. Not having very good luck with the bullpen sessions today. All right, Buddy Bell will lead it off. Make sure I'm still... Yep, I got plenty of room there, so it looks like we're okay to keep it going. All right, here is Buddy Bell against Tidrow. 56, and that's going to be, even on his C grades, it's a potential strikeout on a 1 or a 2. That's an 8, so it will be an out, not a strikeout, and it will be a ground ball to third. So Tidrow gets Buddy Bell to ground to Nettles, 1 away. So the NBC Game of the Week crew will not have to travel far next week, just other side of New York, maybe the other side of the river or something. I'm not sure how they're situated. But from the Bronx over to closer to Long Island, I guess, for the Mets and the Dodgers next week. Richie Zisk, 54. So we got a 54 result. Going to our 54 chart. 54, empty wild. That's a 1. 1 says fly. So it's talking about the left fielder. Roll versus the E rating. Well, we know that Roy White has a 0 E rating, so he makes the catch automatically. We've already seen Roy White with a 0 error rating. So no roll is needed. It is a fly to left, and there's 2 away. Nice to have an outfielder with a 0 error rating. That makes things easier. Here's Oscar Gamble. 61, and that's going to be an out. 10. And a 10 is a line out to wherever the white die is. It's a 1, so it's a line out to left field. And that will end the inning. So that will do it for the Rangers in the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 5-4 Texas. And now coming into the game will be Sparky Lyle, former Yankee. Sparky Lyle. And he needs a bullpen session, obviously. So let's get Sparky Lyle in here for his bullpen session. And 8, so he's under his B grades. Sparky Lyle is on his B grades. Let's get the final numbers on Jenkins before we go any further. Going to the box score to get the official results. And let's see what we have here. 7 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 runs. They were earned. Walked 1, struck out 3. And of course, he's in line to get the win if the Rangers can hold the lead. Could be a big if, though. And Sparky Lyle will be facing Reggie Jackson to start things off. It'll be Jackson, Nettles, and Chambliss, 3 lefties, all in a row to face the lefty Sparky Lyle. 64, and that will be an out. 12 is going to be a pop out to wherever the white die is. 4 at the pop out to second base. Bump Wills makes the play, 1 away. And that'll take us to Mr. Greg Nettles. 31, and again, that would be a single, but we're going to change that to a range check as the home brew. Make them earn it. Don't just give them that thing, but make them earn it, so to speak. So we're going to our range play. 53 range play. 41, and that is a range check of Bump Wills at second base. We go to the Texas defensive chart. Look at Bump Wills at second base. His range is a 13, so if the D20 is 13 or less, he gets to this. That's an 11. He does get to it. Second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down. And that'll send us to Chris Chambliss. .64, and that's an out again, a 3. That's going to be a ground ball to first. Putnam will take it to the bag himself, and the inning's over. So Sparky Lyle goes 1 inning, gives up nothing. And Jim Kern, their closer, will come in and pitch the 9th. Mr. Jim Kern, he had 29 saves. So Kern will pitch the 9th. And Tidrow back out to pitch the 9th as well for the Yankees, his second inning of work. He can face 10 batters. He only faced 3, so he's definitely in good shape fatigue-wise. And he'll be facing Sundberg, Putnam, and Norman to start the top of the ninth of a 5-4 Rangers lead. They led 5-2 at one point, but Yankees came back, run in the sixth and a run in the seventh. Here is Sundberg. 66, that's a solid double for Sundberg. So Sundberg leads things off with a solid double. And now here comes Pat Putnam. 41, and Tidrow's on his C grades. That's going to be a walk. That'll put runners at first and second. Nobody out. Nelson Norman is a 5 sacrifice hit rating, so we're going to have him bunt, try to move the runners in scoring position and get an insurance run across the plate. So again, the bunt chart that I use is right here, bunting. There are 2 D6 rolls involved. The first one is to see if he gets the bunt down. And the way you do that is you compare that against his sacrifice rating of a 5. And it also is going to double to see who fields it, same roll. So let's see. It's a 6, so he doesn't get it down. So it says here, if the batter roll, then if the first roll, then batter gets bunt down. If greater than sacrifice hit rating, it's a strikeout. Just run roll needed in this case. So it's a strikeout. How about that? Doesn't get the bunt down. He strikes out trying to bunt. So Nelson Norman, it didn't. So unfortunately, you don't get this like he's got 2 strikes. You got a chance to wave the bunt off, but not in this case. You just rolled a 6. Bad break is all it really is. But it was a prudent play to try to get the runners in scoring position. Here is Bump Wills, 62. That's an out. That's an 11 with runners at first and second. And 11. Ground out to the white die. White die is a 2. Ground out in front of the plate to the catcher. If hit to the catcher, forced at third. Runners would have advanced otherwise, but since it was hit to the catcher, they get the force play at third. So how about that? This is going to go down as a 2-5 fielder's choice as Munson got out there real quick. Wills reaches on the fielder's choice 2-5. Not sure I've seen that one come up very often. A 2-5 fielder's choice. So the runners remain at first and second for Johnny Grubb with 2 outs. 62, that is going to be an out also. That's a 5. Runners at first and second is probably a ground ball to third or something like that. Let's see. Actually, it's ground ball to first with a lefty batter. So it's a ground ball to first, and it's going to go 3-1 for the put out. And that'll do it for the Rangers. So Tidrow is done. He goes 2 innings. And we get ready for the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Yankees. They'll have to do it against Jim Kern. And we'll figure out the Yankees want to use some pinch hitting as well, which they might want to do, especially for Dent. So we go to the box score really quickly. Get the numbers on Tidrow. Tidrow, 2 innings pitched and 1 hit, no runs. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. All right, so Jimmy Kern in, and he will be facing White, Spencer, and a pinch hitter for Dent. But we need a bullpen session for Mr. Kern. That is a 6, so he's on his A grades. First pitcher to be on the A grades. So Jimmy Kern's got an awful tough card here for his A grades. Everything's an out here except for 41 and 42. He even takes 3 away from a home run. So could be some tough times unless they get things off their own card. So let's look at the Yankee bench, see who they have available as pinch hitters. They have Lou Piniella, Cliff Johnson, Fred Stanley, Juan Beniquez, and then from the left side, you got Brian Doyle and Jay Johnstone, and switch hitter Jerry Narin. I'm sorry, Narin's a lefty also. My bad. So who in the heck could they get to pinch hit? I guess Lou Piniella, even though he's right-handed, he's the best they have. So he'll pinch hit for Bucky Dent. So they're going to go with White, Spencer, and Piniella. Those will be the scheduled hitters. So batting for Dent will be Lou Piniella. But we got two batters before that. That is Roy White. Let's move these over here, get more room. We got Roy White coming up to lead things off. Hello, Joel. So Roy White will start us off here against Mr. Kern. 31, and again, that's going to be a range check. It will not be an automatic single. So we're going to go to the range play. I think that's the third time that's happened. And I believe it's 1 for 2. I believe it took a hit away the last time, but the first time was a single. So it's 50-50 right now. That's a 51. So we're checking the range of the third baseman, Buddy Bell. Buddy Bell, look at the defensive chart for Texas. Buddy Bell at third base. Boy's range is a 19. He gets to everything unless this is a 20. It's a 9. So obviously Buddy Bell, sharp on the range play, makes the play. One down. 2 outs to go for Kern to secure the save. Jim Spencer can tie the game with one swing of the bat, though. 61, but he's not going to do it. That's a strikeout. Look at Jim Kern. Look at all those Ks there. So Jim Kern taking care of business. And now Lou Piniella, last chance for the Yankees. He was a 297 hitter in the real season, where Bucky Dent only hit 230. So even though there are two left-handers on the bench in Narin and Johnstone, their averages are pitiful. They're worse than Dent's. So we're going to go with the best average on the bench, Lou Piniella. An 11, and Lou Piniella, 1-15 single. He gets a base hit, so pinch hit single for Lou Piniella. Keeps the game going for Mickey Rivers. So Mickey Rivers has a chance with Piniella at first. Let's see if they got a better runner. Piniella is fast, though. I don't know if they have anybody on the bench that's considered like ultra fast. Check their bench, make sure there's no like F pluses. Nope. Pinella's as faster than anybody on the bench. So we'll stick with Piniella. Mickey Rivers. 15 for Rivers. He is out. That's a 5 with a runner at third. And that will be a ground ball to first base. Putnam will take it to the bag himself. And the ball game is over. Yankees do not win. Yankees do not win. The Yankees do not win. It is all Jim Kern and the Rangers all the time. Kern gets a save, does give up a single, and does get a strikeout. So we'll go to the box score and get the totals and see maybe who the player of the game might be for the Rangers as they win it 5-4 over the Yankees. 5 runs, 9 hits, and an error for Texas. 4 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the Yankees. They both left 6 on base. Going to the box score, we'll see if we have a definitive player of the game. Let's see here. Texas. Buddy Bell went 2 for 4 with a run driven in, a double and a home run. So my vote is for Buddy Bell. Buddy Bell is your player of the game. Buddy Bell. Look at Buddy Bell. He homered in the 4th to put the Rangers on the board and start the scoring. And then he doubled and scored in the 6th, right after Al Oliver had homered. So 2 for 4 with a run scored, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. So he is the player of the game. Mickey Rivers did go 3 for 5, but it would be a losing cause. So we're going to go with Buddy Bell as the player of the game. Hopefully there are no big objections to that. And like I said, next Saturday we will be in at Shea Stadium. So let me look at the schedule here on the Action PC computer, and I can tell you who the pitching matchup's going to be. I won't have to go to Baseball Reference to look it up or whatever. I just use the Action PC computer and go to April 28th on the schedule. As soon as this thing loads up here. April the 28th. Now, Tabby's getting restless. April the 28th. Come on, give it to me. There we go. Bert Hooton against Pete Falcone is your pitching matchup. Pete Falcone, I've heard the name. I knew he was with the Cardinals. I didn't know he was with the Mets all that much. I'm not sure what kind of pitcher he is, but left-hander, I know that much. So Bert Happy Hooton will be on the mound against Pete Falcone for the Mets from Shea Stadium next Saturday at noon. Next Strat-O-Matic game on the 87 replay will be at Fenway Park in Boston on Monday morning. And it'll be the debut of Oil Can Boyd. He'll be making his first start of the season against the Brewers. So that'll be Monday morning at 9 a.m. And of course, historically, I do take Sundays off, so nothing going on Sunday. Not sure if I'm doing anything tonight or not. Probably not. I might. I don't know, but I doubt it. A lot of people like to stream on Saturday night, so I'll leave the platform to them. So that's going to do it from here. Hope you enjoyed that presentation of Fall Classic NBC Game of the Week. 1979 is the Yankees 5-4 losers to the Rangers, as Buddy Bell, 2 for 4 with a home run, wins the player of the game. Winning pitcher Ferguson Jenkins, losing pitcher Catfish Hunter, and the save goes to Jim Kern as potential spam chimes in. So that's going to do it from here. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road. Tabby, what's going on, Ruru? What you doing, Ruru?